All right, so we're live now. Hello, friends. I am Nicholas Axel, and today I will be going over with you guys on how to create a basic landing page using Bootstrap and HTML. This is what it looks like, and this is what we're going to be building. Yep, so before we get started, I've actually made a GitHub for all of you to, let me post it here, a GitHub for all of you to work with me as the stream goes on. I'll have to have that posted in chat. Hold on. Yeah. So yeah, this is what the GitHub looks like. So basically, what I provided here is I've provided all the basic files you'd need to get started working on the landing page. And do note that a lot of the codes within the index.html will be made through copy and paste. So before we get onto the project, I'd like to quickly introduce what Bootstrap is. Bootstrap is basically it's like a public CSS framework that allows you to quickly design and customize responsive mobile first sites. It's basically it's pretty self-explanatory. You kind of just copy paste a lot of the documentations here, and it allows you to build a lot of kind of responsive elements within your website. So yeah, before we continue on, I'd like to quickly say thank you to Bit Project for having me here. And a quick thank you to all of you as well, the audiences, for taking your time and coming over to my stream. So yeah, let's get started. All right. So first up over here, we've actually got a bunch of header files. I've linked all of them here for you to use. So yeah, just to save time. So essentially what these are, this one over here, it's basically the reference to the Bootstrap documentations. So when you start, you'd want to link all of this as well as the scripts down here. It says somewhere here. Hold on. Yeah, basically you can just go to the website and navigate there to get started. I won't be going there just to save time. I've also already linked the style sheets that we will be using over here. Yep. And I've also got the Google fonts that we'll be using. So Google Fonts is basically a public way for you to use any kind of font onto your website. There you go. And let me quickly go over here. All right, so aside from that, we've also got Font Awesome linked over here. Oops, I keep scrolling down. Yeah, Font Awesome. So what Font Awesome is essentially it provides you easy access to using worldwide recognized icons such as the Facebook symbol, the LinkedIn, and the Twitter thing I have over here. So yeah, that's about it for our header files. Let's quickly get on to the code. So we'll start from the body. Okay. So what I have here is I've already pre-coded all the footer, not the footer, I mean the navbar elements. It looks something like this. Because making this from scratch would take a lot of time, so I kind of just have had it done before. So what goes on over here is basically, you could technically go over to the Bootstrap documentation and search up navbar. And you could copy paste all of this onto your HTML body file. And it would basically result with the same thing over here. But I've basically customized it so it's way easier for you to work with. So now that we actually already have our navbar done, the first thing we're going to want to do with it is change the style so that we can see the text. Because you can't see it over here, but the text is actually all in white. So let's quickly edit the background just to make the text visible. So yeah, first thing you see in our CSS file, you see font family, work sans, and sans serif. What this is this is going to be how you want to use the Google fonts we have downloaded. So yeah, over here, select the style. Which one do I have? I have the regular. This one. So when you select that style, you kind of go over here, embed. You just copy paste this into the CSS. Yeah, let's get on to the nav. So first we want to define the nav element, which I already defined over here. And here we're gonna want to give it a background color of, let's see, what do I have here? 342752. Yes, we've got that saved, and it should update. There you go. Perfect. And we want to expand we want to largen the text. So let's give it a font size of 30 pixels. S. Aside from that, we'd also want the, oops, I closed that, Control Shift T. Yeah, you want to also give it the hover animation. You want it to be underlined when you hover over it with your mouse. So what we do to do that is we have the Nav Item Hover. So what this is, the nav item, it basically links to the nav item class we have over here. So the nav item class contains all of the text like the home, about, vision, and contact. So by editing this, we will be editing all of the things that are packed inside that class. Right, so there, let's give it a text decoration of underline and S. Oh, and yeah, looks perfect. All right, so now let's get on to building the actual body of the website. So what you see here is I've actually already put, I guess I'll quickly go over what classes do. So what classes are essentially, it's a way for you to pack, like I just said earlier, it's a way for you to pack a lot of different elements, and then you can, by packing them, you can easily define them into your CSS and give it a style. So by, let's say, yeah. So basically, by using a class, you would only have to define that style once, and you can put the class onto every other text that you want. Let's say home here, about the class. That's what you see over here. Everything already changes. All right, so let's get into coding the home page. Go over here. All right, so what we have here at first is we see the static background image. So we're gonna wanna give it, okay, so there's technically two ways of styling in HTML CSS. You could put it into your CSS file, or you could do it right onto the code itself. I'm gonna show you an example of what it looks like if you're coding it right off the bat onto the index.html itself. So let's give it a background URL, and I believe it's image/background.jpg. Back to that, and let's save that, see what it looks like. Yes. Doesn't appear yet. All right. Yeah, so basically what I'm doing here is I am opening the background image on the file we have. Oops, I can't open. All right. So let's get on to building the CSS just for you to be able to see. Before we go on though, I'd like to define a padding. Do we need that now? Actually, item.padding. Actually, no, we don't need that yet. Home. Okay, so let's just start coding the home. First, we'd want to create a diff.class. Yeah, there we go. So row over there. All right. So by project, not by project, I mean, what was it called again? Bootstrap has a interesting thing called the row and column feature. So what it essentially is, let me show you the grid system. Yep, there we go. So the grid system, a row basically kind of gives that wide box. It's essentially just a row, and within the row, you could define several different columns, and these columns, you could put as many columns as you want within the row, but they all want to add up to a total of 12 pixels. So by creating a row, you're essentially allocating space for as many columns as you want, up to 12 pixels. So this is what it looks like. So let's say we define it this way. Yeah, there's like a code documentation here that you can kind of see. It's pretty self-explanatory. You'll see what it does as I go with the workshop. So you create a div row here, and within the row, uh, if you see here, it's a single column since we're not dividing into different pieces. So we can actually just instantly define that div.class. Just do one column since we're not dividing it. And within that column, basically Bootstrap also has this neat little feature where it already has a bunch of predefined styles onto the class definitions. So let's see a text center over here. Center text alignment. Yeah, you can actually center everything within that class by adding in like a class definition that's predefined within Bootstrap. So let's say you're gonna center everything within the text. You'll just put text center. And by doing that, every text that's within this bracket will be centered. So let's quickly define what goes inside. We'll give a h1 property to this, and we want to define a subheading as well. So in the header, we want to put welcome to Bit project. And in the subheading, we want to put built by students for students. And as we save that, all right, let's see if it appears over here. It has not appeared, apparently. All right, let's just continue on. I think we gotta define the styles first. So we're at ID home, so we're gonna go to the one over here. So yeah, I've also predefined this thing. So what this thing is it's a CSS property that allows you to put outlines over your text. Yep. So if you see over here, it helps it become more visible. You see the black outline around it. So for the home, yep, so I've defined everything here. So hashtag home. Since we got an ID of home, an ID is defined in CSS using the hashtag symbol. And then to access the div inside, the class inside, I mean, the row, you're going to want to put a dot, and then you're going to want to put another dot column over here. So yeah, let's quickly define what goes inside this this part. So first up, we want to give it a margin top. This allows it to free up the space so that our picture isn't squished and we can actually, so that it's actually visible. So let's give a margin top of 400 pixels. We're going to give it a margin bottom of 50 pixels. But the reason why we're only giving it a margin bottom of 50 pixels is because it's basically just making the small space we've got over here between the heading and the subheading. Yeah, right. And then we're gonna want to give it the text a color of, see, hashtag ADD8E6, ADD8E6. Right, and we've got a font weight of bold just to make the text more visible, and a font size of 70 pixels. Yes, that should look good over here. There we go. Yeah. I don't know why it wasn't loading earlier, but all right. So aside from that, we want to define the H3 as well. So same thing. We're going to want to give it a margin bottom of 400 pixels. Because we want to give it the same space between the top and the bottom. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to, but it kind of ruins the OCD. Aside from that, we're going to give it a color just so you can view the text. Same color, copy, hashtag command B. And we're gonna want to give it hold on. So yeah, we want to give it a font style of italic. And this time we want to have the text be smaller than the actual header itself. So we're going to give it a font size of 37 pixels. Am I right? There we go. How it looks like. Yep. There we go. Looks way better. All right. Next up, you'll see that the picture isn't flowing as neat as it's supposed to over here. So to make it kind of stick to the web page itself, you're going to want to define a CSS feature, a CSS style feature onto the background image. So over here, we're going to want to give it a feature of no repeat and fixed. No repeat fixed. And aside from that, we're also going to want to give it a width of 100% so it doesn't cut out. Because you see over here, it kind of cuts out. Width of 100%. And a background size of cover, which also helps with the clipping issue. And we're going to want to, hold on, give it a position of relative. Position relative allows it to be fixed, like over here. It works together with the no repeat fixed thing. So let's reload this. And there you go. Beautiful. All right, so that should be it for our ID of home. So we can actually work onto the about page now. That was pretty quick. And you see here, I've got a padding div. So I predefined a padding div just for styling in a way, just so it looks a bit neater. Since I want like a faster way for me to allocate space. So let's give it a padding of 50 pixels. So now that whenever I want to like extend it by 50 pixels, I can just put in the div padding. Let me see if I've got any comments. All right, div padding. And now we're going to work on the about side of things. So first up, we want to create a div container. What is a div container? A div container basically allows you to contain all of the information within a page onto a small container. Because you don't want everything to be going to the sides of the website. You don't want this picture, for example, to be on like the edge on the right edge, something to be on the left edge, and the text to be all over the place. So container basically helps you to kind of manage everything and make it look real neater. Yeah, that's essentially what it does. So over here, we're gonna want to create another row. Gonna give it another property for text center. We're gonna give it div.call. So the first thing you see here is we're gonna be defining this top part. And yet again, there is only one column because we're not dividing it into different things. Like if you see the one down here, we're going to be dividing into two columns, but the top part is just going to be one column. So div.call. And here, we will be putting another header, h1. What is bit project about? I could actually just copy paste that. What is bit project about? Question mark. So yeah, we've got that. Then we're going to quickly define this style.css over here. So hashtag about h1, this thing. And for hashtag about h1, I've got a definition of font size 50 pixels and margin bottom of 70 pixels. Let's load that over here. Yep, looks good. All right, so that's this part done. Now we're gonna want to create everything that's down here. So let me quickly get back over here. All right, so we're gonna want to define another row. Hold on, where was our row? There we go. So we're gonna define another row, div.row. And here, We don't want to define the text alignment yet because you see over here, you don't want to, this is centered, but this one's justified. So you don't want to kind of ruin everything by putting only one text alignment feature. Let me just expand this to see what it looks like. There we go. So here, after div.row, we're going to be creating two columns. Div.col. Now, Bootstrap actually has a really neat feature where it allows you to easily make a, what's called the pixel count by doing this. Call MD4. So by doing call medium, MD stands for medium, but medium 4 is on a medium screen, like usually our laptops and our iPads. It's gonna take up to 4 pixels, like here. This is essentially 4 pixels, and yeah, it really allows for easy, responsive website building, basically. And over here, we're gonna want to define the other part called MD8. So as you see here, you always want the two columns to add up to a total of 12 pixels. Actually, hold on. I wanted to create a spacing because you see here there's like a small spacing. So I'm gonna make a small spacing right now. Call MD1. Oops, I mistyped MD. And yeah, there we go. Call MD1. So in the first one, we're gonna wanna add this image picture. This image, not image picture. So to do that, we wanna make it responsive as well. So let's quickly go over to Bootstrap and we're gonna search out image. Responsive images. We're gonna wanna use the one over here because it's small. You can just copy paste this. Control V. And for the source, we've got image/placeholder .png. You don't really have to define the alt. We can do that sometime else. So just to save time. Let's reload our page. And yeah, there we go. So we're gonna leave this blank since it's just essentially spacing. And for div class equals call MD7, we're gonna wanna put a H2 definition. Give it a class of text center, just to use that Bootstrap text alignment feature we had earlier. And next up, inside, we're going to be putting open source curriculum. Let's copy paste this to make it faster. Open source curriculum. And down here, we have the dummy text. So we're going to make another definition, this time of H3, so it's smaller. And this time it's aligned by justify. So class equals justify. And down here, we're going to just copy paste and add the text over here. Looks good. Let me save that. Reload. There we go. It looks a bit off, so let's quickly define the CSS for that. Just quickly over here. So hashtag about H2, we're going to be defining this part over here. We're going to want to give it a font size of 50, just to make it more visible. And a margin bottom to give space between the two texts. Margin bottom of 70 pixels. And for H3, we're going to be giving it a font size of 25px. There we go. That should look the same. Yep. Yep. And down here, we've got another row. So we could actually just copy paste what we had just now down there. So before we do that, let me find where this ends. Div.row. Yep. So down here, we're going to give it a break just to allocate a bit of space between the two. We're going to copy paste everything from here. Command C. Back a bit. And there we go. Let me give this tab. There we go. All right. So now let's see what it looks like. Yep. So we actually see that the pictures are kind of swapped in order. So we want to just swap these two divs, and that should be all we need to do. So let's Command C. Oops, that looks very weird. There we go. Now it looks better. We'll copy paste the placeholder image down here. Where does this go? Let's go all the way up here. No idea. All right. Command V. There we go. All right. I reloaded the wrong page. There we go. Now it looks fine. Does it? Yeah, that should be fine for now. We'll define everything else after this. So just to quickly look back, cut about H3 at 25 pixels, margin bar 70, 50. Yeah, we'll keep this for now. All right, fix this like that. Yeah, we'll keep this for now. And now let's go on to define the padding. Oh no, we already have padding over here. Let's go on to define the vision section. So for the vision section, if we see over here, this is the vision section. We've got a similar case as to our like landing part of the page. This is the, yeah. So here we want to create another static image. So we can just copy paste what we have up here. Where was that? The style. Copy paste everything within the style onto the one down here. So let's Command S. Yep, we can't see anything yet, similar to what we did just now. And within the vision, we're gonna wanna add a, hold on, let me see if I can spot that down here. So within the vision, we're gonna wanna add a text similar to what we did just now. So we're gonna quickly do that. So the text we have, we're gonna define a row, define a column. We've got a quote from Seneca. While we teach, we learn. So there we go. We've got that. We're going to want to give it a property of H3 though. Space that out. All right, we've got the while we learn. And then now we're going to define the style just so it's visible. So the vision 2, no, that was vision 1. Yeah, this one. So for vision, we're going to be giving it a padding of 100 pixels. I'm going to give it a color. So the color here is basically for the text itself. So we're going to give color of 40 dbd6. Aside from that, we're going to give it a font weight of normal. Font size 55px. And text shadow, we've got text shadow already. So yeah, that should be perfect if we reload it over here. There we go. Does it look the same? Not yet? Oh yeah. I forgot to change this to the second background. What was it called? Let me open this real quick. The second background is background to the JPG. All right, that should look good now. Yep. Yep, looks pretty much the same. Hold on, am I missing something? I think it should be text centered. Vision, cover, position. Oh yeah, the column should be text centered. My bad. There we go. Looks way better. All right then. So next up, we're gonna be I've made a vision 2 part over here just to make it a bit easier to define everything down here. Oops, I clicked on the video. So vision 2. First thing I want to do with vision 2 is we're going to create a container similar to like what we did just now. So diff.container, we're going to create diff class again for diff row. This time we can just instantly text center everything. Center, and we're gonna want to create another column. This time we're gonna be putting another header 1, and this time inside it we're gonna have hosted by certified students. Right, hosted by certified students, and that should pop up over here once we reload. There you go, hosted by certified students. Next up, we're gonna want to create another row for everything else. So diff.row. This time we want everything within that row to be justified in terms of alignment. So we just define it over there. We create diff.call. Call large 7. And within this column, oh, hold on, let me define something else real quick. We're gonna define a second column just to avoid confusion. So we're gonna make this 5 just to fill up the 12 pixel rule that we had. And here we're gonna want to copy the dummy text I've got over here yet again. Copy, Command V. There we go. And for that, let's reload. There we go, pops up. Actually, we're gonna want to give this an H3. This. Command V. All right, perfect. Let's reload. It looks better now, but it's still unfinished. We have not defined the style CSS. So if you see over here, we've also got embedded YouTube video. So how you want to embed the YouTube video is first you're going to want to take the template from here, embedded, embeds. Right. So next up, you're going to want to open the YouTube video itself. Let me stop that real quick. So what you do over here is you want to go to settings. Was it settings? Hold on. Oh yeah, share, embed, and you've got the text over here, right? So let me see real quick what we do over here. So this is one way you can embed a video, but the thing that Bootstrap does, it provides a simpler way for you to do that. So what do you do here? You just go to Bootstrap. Where was it? All right, Bootstrap, embed responsive. This I'm going to go with 16 by 9. Paste it here. Oh, that looks weird. I think I gotta push it back and then push it forward again. Here we go. And this time we can easily just put the source. So we just copy paste the link we got over here onto the Bootstrap. And then we save that. And it refuses to connect somehow. Let me Command Shift T that. Oops. There we go. Let's see. Did I paste anything? Maybe I should just use this one. Yeah, this one. Command S. Let's see how that looks. So it refuses to connect somehow. Yeah, let's ignore that for now. I've actually got no idea why it's not connecting. Yeah, let's ignore that for now. Let's go on to style that part of the CSS. So for Vision 2, we've got a font size of 50px. And we've got a padding of 60px. Command S. Here we go. And for Vision 2, oh, hold on, no, that's wrong. That was for the text itself. There we go. For Vision 2, we want to give it the color, right? So we're gonna we've got to give it a background color of hashtag, what was it, 40dbd6. dbd6, there we go. Yep, there we go. And next up for the H2, we're going to give it a font size of 40 pixels. We want it to be a bit smaller. Is that it? That should be it. Yep. Aside from that, we've also want the... Hold on, this is text justified, not justified. I wonder it looks weird. Ah, there we go. Oops, wrong page. There we go. Looks fine for now. All right, so aside from that, we've also want to edit this part. Hold on. Div ends over here. Ooh. So here we're going to put another break and then give a padding. Padding. And afterwards, we want to create another row. What we're going to be making is this is kind of bugging. Yeah. What we want to make is the what are you waiting for thing. What are you waiting for part of the website. So let's create a column. It's a single column yet again. So div.call, we're going to be putting an H2 definition. What are you waiting for? You're going to put another break just for that spacing. Next time, we're going to want to put a button. So Bootstrap also has things for buttons. We're going to go with a large button over here. Command C. BR button, type equals button large. And here we're going to change the text within the button to join the family. And afterwards, we're going to want to center the text because it looks really off if we don't. So I mistyped text center. Ah, there we go. And next I'm going to want to define the styles for that. Vision to H3. Let's give it a font size of 25px. There we go. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to want to make the join the family part bigger. So let's give it a property of H2. Command S. Up like that. All right. Perfect. So next up, we're going to want to create the footer. So if we see right here, does it look the same? Should zoom in again. Oh yeah, I've just remembered why this kind of looks a bit off. Because the screen is shrunk a bit over here. So what you want to do is, let me see, call MD7. So we're going to give it a call SM of 12. So what this does is when it shrinks to a smaller size, like that. Oh, actually, I've got that wrong. Hold on. Yeah, we don't need that for now. Have I defined the image wrongly? The image spice placeholder class equals. Yeah, we can just skip over that for now. Yeah, let's just quickly make the footer and we'll come back to whatever error as per usual. We're gonna give it a row, and we're gonna give it an element of py5. So py5, what py5 is? Padding. Is it? Basically, what py5 is, it allows for you to instantly define a padding for the y-axis, so the top and the bottom. You're gonna give it a padding of 5 pixels right off the bat. So that's a simple way for you to give it a padding. So next we're gonna create the column as usual. This time we wanna make 2 columns. You see over here? Just copy this. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me just give it a call md6. So diff.class, call md6 as well. So that should evenly space out both columns. And let's go on to giving the inside. So first up, we're going to be giving the h2 connect with us, and slash, there we go, connect with us, exclamation mark. There we go. Give it a break afterwards for this tiny spacing we've got over here. Next up, we're gonna wanna give the icon for font awesome. So I can't open it here since I'm not logged in, and it would take time for me to log in. So we could actually just write it down to iClass equals fab fa Facebook margin right 5. Hold on, and slash I. When S that makes this icon over here. So originally you'd want to copy this from the Font Awesome website over here, but I have forgot to log in, and we're kind of under a short span of time. So Command C, Command V, Command V. We're gonna want to change this to LinkedIn. LinkedIn, and then we're gonna choose Twitter as well. So you're gonna want to search the Twitter and LinkedIn logo from Font Awesome and copy paste these into here. But I don't have much time, so I'll just copy paste them right onto the thing. And for div class, call md6. We're gonna want to give it another heading text. For questions and other inquiries. H2. We're gonna give it a break as well. And then we're gonna give it an H3. And for the H3, you're gonna send us an email at, and then your email address. So to link your email address, you want to put ahref equals, and here within these brackets, you want to put in your mail to and your email address. So I've got a.nicholasaxel.com and closing bracket. And afterwards, you're gonna want to put the closing bracket here. And then within this text is where you place the actual text itself. Let's refresh this, and we see this. So by clicking on this button, it'll instantly send you to your default mailing service or app that you have on your laptop or your phone, and it's gonna have the email already directed to the email that you put on mail to. That's that. So let's quickly give another div.padding for this space over here. Then make another row for the copyright. Div.row. Gonna give that text center. Hold on, I've got center text this thing as well. And this one also has to be text centered. And down here, we're gonna make another column. And here, we're gonna give it an H4, smaller font, since this is supposed to be pretty small. And copy that. And save. All right, so now all we gotta do now is to call div. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we've just gotta style everything else. Got a few more things to do, and we should be done. We're gonna have this margin bottom of 0, just in case. 50px, 60px, font size 40, percent 25, and then for the footer, we want a background color of hashtag 342752. And the color for the text, we're gonna wanna have it as white. A font size of 25 pixels and a padding of 30 pixels. Oh, there's actually a clipping issue here. I think we gotta put something down. Was it a padding? Oh yeah, I should put a padding somewhere here. After the button, so diff dot. Then let's put a padding here, just so the button doesn't stick. There we go. Yeah, looks fine. We're gonna want to center this thing though. Oh, okay, I see the issue here. Let's see, we're gonna want to put it outside. There we go. Yeah. Let me quickly style this so it doesn't look awful. And that should be good. Run S. Let me just pull over the code from the finished product, see why it's not working. Ooh. Open with. So what we have here for the video, let's copy paste this YouTube video, or just copy paste the iframe. Where is the iframe? And let's save that. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I must have mistyped the URL there. And that should be it. Yep. Let me see if I can quickly go over and see why this part isn't as. Is it the same? Oh, okay. I forgot to change this part. Hosted by certified students. What is free boot camps? You're gonna go change this to free boot camps. I just Control F for some reason. There we go. And that should be it. Yeah, we finished right on time. What time is it in the US? 5:51. And that's how you build a responsive website using just simple Bootstrap and HTML CSS. See down here. And let's try check its responsiveness by shrinking it. Yep. Automatically shrinks. That's perfect. Actually, just to make it look a bit better, let's quickly make it so that when it's on like a phone size, we're gonna have the text for this part be separated from the higher part, the picture. To do that, we're gonna want to give it a call SM12, like what I did just now. This means that on a screen of 12, like on a small screen, it's gonna instantly take a full width of 12 pixels. Gonna do the one down here. By doing that, it essentially instantly pushes the other part of the row on top of it, since you can't allocate more than 12 pixels, right? Wrong button. That's just in case. Yeah, there we go. So on a smaller screen, this is what it looks like. Instantly goes up. And yeah, that should be it. Feel free to reach out to the email I've linked down here for if you've got any more further questions or clarifications that you need. I'll be sure to respond to them as soon as possible. And if you want to see the finished product or you cannot see the, yeah, you can just go over to my GitHub, what I did just now. And that project finish is where you want to go if you want to see the finished product and you want to compare it side by side. Either's fine as long as you can play around with it. It's fine. And that should be the end of my stream. Thanks to everyone for tuning in and hope you all have a great day. Goodbye.